So the equipment is pretty well ready to go. Question is, are the beans? Good morning. Getting back down to my seed warehouse here, ready to treat some more wheat this morning. I now have two neighbors that are bringing wagons over to me this morning for me to treat, so that's gonna tie up the morning pretty rapidly. But anyway, I moved this stuff that we did yesterday kind of out of the way over here, and we've got to get a couple of these boxes ready to go. I think I'm gonna need some more. I don't know exactly how much these guys have got. But I've got to get everything out of their wagons into boxes, treat it, and then put it back in their wagons. So I've got two empty boxes there. I've got the one up on the treater, but I'll need that one. So then I've got 4, 5, 6 more there. So that's what I'm doing, is getting ready. They should be here. The first guy at least should be here in the next 10 or 15 minutes, I would say. Well, pretty much the same setup we had yesterday. I had to go get our other forklift because it's got a hole and a fork to be able to move that wagon around, because his door was on the opposite side and I had to pull it in rather than back it in. But I think I got a couple more boxes out of there. We're just auguring it up into here and running it through the treater over there. That's the third box, so we'll see what we got. And the other neighbor did drop his wagon off here, so when we're done with this we can do his. And we're moving pretty quick, so I think we can get it done this morning yet. All right, there goes the first wagon. That took us just about an hour, actually. That was pretty quick. So here's the other wagon that we've got to do for a different customer. I believe there's more in this one. Let's take a look and see. Boy, it's dusty. Oh yeah, she's full. Okay, so this is a lot. This one's a lot, which is okay. We're gonna need a lot of boxes. However, it is a little after 10, and I want to try and get that wheat delivered, and maybe those boxes if I can get a hold of those guys. So I think I'm going to run and do that, and we'll come back and try and work on this afternoon, along with the stuff that we've got going on with the combine and everything. So I'm going to hold off on the rest of the treating wheat for right now. Okay, we are hooked up to our trailer. I talked to the guy that's getting those boxes, and he actually may swing in and pick them up. He drives truck and comes through this way fairly often, so those are going to sit there for right now. We're just going to deliver these 3 bags that we went and picked up last week, and then we'll come back and find something else to work on. Can you guys see on the camera how it's just a little bit hazy out today? Like, the sun is shining, there's not a cloud in the sky, but it's hazy. Yeah, that's the smoke from the wildfires in California, Portland, wherever. Guys, you're really screwing up my bean drying weather. Like, those beans should be ready, and they're not because of the smoke. I don't think harvest is going to start today. Okay, I got that seed delivered, got the trailer unhooked. We're back here at the farm. I do need to go treat some more wheat. We're going to do that later this afternoon, but I want to get all the monitors and stuff put in the combine tractors, make sure all of our GPS equipment is ready to go. So that starts with, well, there's a monitor or a receiver right here. So we're going to put this one on. This one goes on the 8430, which is the tractor we use to plant wheat with. So that tractor happens to be right there. So there's that installed. That's easy to do. We do need a display over there, so let's go find one to put in here. Well, look, here's one. And that one there is our 2600. This is a 2630. This is just a newer version of that one. That one goes in the 8R for the grain cart. Okay, so there's that one, which means that everything is in this tractor that needs to be. Phil's got the monitor for the drills, and these are for rate adjustment over here. So that stuff's all there, hooked up and ready to go. I do want to double check to make sure I got the right fields, all the information in the display is correct, but we got it installed for now, so we're going to do the rest of them. Okay, so I got that 2600 display. This one uses a compact flash card that's in there, but you got to load the data and stuff from directly from the computer onto it. So I did that before I brought it out here, so it's got all the current updated information, and since I was on the computer, I loaded this USB stick with all the stuff for the other displays, so we can update them as well. Okay, that monitor is mounted. I do need a cable for it though, and we needed a receiver, which we're going to take off of that tractor. So while we are going to use the 9R this fall on our disc ripper, it's going to be a little bit before we get to it, and I'm kind of one system short, sort of. But we have a 2630 and a receiver on the sprayer, and we're almost done with the sprayer, and the sprayer will be used before this tractor is, because we need to spray that clover, the remaining wheat stubble. And once that is done, then we can pull the GPS equipment out of the sprayer and put it on this tractor. In the meantime, I need this display to go in the combine and that GPS receiver to go on the 8R. And then this display goes in the combine, and we've already got a GPS receiver on here, and that's our RTK one, which is what we want. So the bracket in the combine is a little bit different, obviously, because it's not a tractor, it doesn't have the same corner post. So this one hangs just below the radio, and the thing kind of folds up and down. So makes it a little easier to get the bolts in with it folded up, and we can plug in. Oh yeah, we got a different wire harness here. It's got two connectors. Reason being is this one is for our camera video feed, and then this plug is the Ethernet connection to connect our MGT modular telematics gateway, whatever it's, so I can see the display and the combine information from my phone. Okay, so that's hooked up. Yeah, so I should be able to turn it on and then stick my USB stick in there and update the display. Okay, should be good. We may have to set up some pages here. Okay, well that's at least close to what we're going to want. We've got totals here that'll tell us our yield and moisture and acres and all that good stuff. We'll have to play with a little bit and stuff when we get ready to go to the field, but this display is ready to go. Okay, so that pretty well wraps up the GPS components stuff. I still got to update or check the data stuff on one of the displays, but I'm pretty sure they're all right anyway. So we're going to make sure our grain cart is all the way hooked up and functional. Hydraulics, electrical connections, all that good stuff. And we'll probably grab a grease gun and grease everything real good too. Get them as we put them in. Okay, I have these all conveniently labeled. 2L means 2 left. 3R. 3L. 1L. 1R. And I bet this one is a 2R. Okay, so there's the hydraulics. Now we got to do electrical, and there's a lot on this. So I sprayed everything down with this electrical contact cleaner, and now we're going to plug stuff in. This one is for the lights. 7-pin implement light connection. Easy enough. This is the ISO connector to hook up to the ISO bus system, the 2600 display in this case, but that's for the scale system. This is super hard with one hand. There, we got it. Okay, latch that, And what else do we got? This one here, we've got to find the matching connector. That is for the joystick controls, which I believe is this one. Oh, that one needs sprayed off. Dad's cutting logs up over there. He's running his sawmill today. That's what the noise is, if you were wondering. Okay. I've also got these two. These are camera connections. They're right there. And we already had the PTO hooked up and everything else with the hitch, so I believe that is it. I'm gonna go get a grease gun. There's a few grease points on the auger and some of these pivots that we need to hit, and we need to grease up the tracks. Most of them are like once a month, a couple of shots like that one and stuff. So we'll hit all those basically pre-season, and then the track ones get hit daily or every other day at the most. So, but they all do it right now. Okay, so we've got a couple of Zerks right here that say 2 shots, so not much in them. And we're using a lithium grease on this green cart. And the reason for that is because back a year ago, dang it, when we had just bought this grain cart, I was reading in the book and trying to figure out what grease to use, more specifically for the tracks and the auto luber system and everything. And the book said a couple of different things in a couple of different places, so I called the company and talked to somebody there directly, and they gave me yet a third thing to use. It said a lithium grease, heavy duty lithium grease. So that is what we have, and that's what we use, and this is the only thing we use it on. But so we're using this clear yellowish brown lithium grease. There are some on this pivot where the auger rotates. We're going to hit them. Okay, this one on the side here I believe is connected to a carrier bearing on the auger inside the cart, so I'll give that a couple shots. And while we're down here, we'll get all these ones on the inside of the tracks. There's one on every hub all the way around. Same ones on the outside. Also, while you're here, you'll notice these lines here on this one, and yeah, some of these other ones that go to those fitting or pivots. There's one down there. Those are all connected to the auto luber, and I'll show you that. It's on the other side of the cart. But basically it greases all of those pivots. This one where the pivot's this way, that one there where it rolls this way, and then this one between the idler wheels here. Those all get greased automatically, and so we don't have to worry about them. We will glance at our pressure gauge. You want it around 1,000. It's just over 1,000. We're good. Okay, the tracks are done. There's one on this rear bearing. This is the auger in the back. Okay, I got the rest of them that are on this auger pivot here. There's one there, and there was 3 on this inside on this side. There's a couple on this cylinder that does the tilt or the pitch of the spout, I guess. And there are a couple more that I need to get on the auger. There's one at the fold right there that I need to get that greases the hanger bearing. I believe there are a couple on the actual pivot, and there is another one for the top of the auger that's inside the slot, but I can't get to it very good the way that it sits. So we're going to start the tractor up, unfold the auger, and pivot it around so that I can reach them better. Okay, well, we can at least get to one of them now. That one right there. So this is a fancy grease fitting here. It's got a pressure relief on it, so it'll only take as much grease as it needs. Yeah, which is basically very little. But we can also maybe get on that one. Yeah, I don't know. We might have to fold the auger a little bit. Yeah, not gonna work. Okay, I did get those two. I'm gonna re-unfold the auger and lock that over center lock that was in the way. And now we're gonna pivot the auger down. like that. And I don't know if it'll go low enough that I'll be able to reach the end of that or not, but it'll be close. Probably not. No, definitely not. Okay, I guess I need to look at it a little bit. I might have to pull it up to a truck or something to be able to get that one on the end. Look, there it is. I was able to just pivot that a little bit and get to it. So we'll hit that one. Okay, well, we've hit every grease zerk on here, and I don't have a lot of grease left, but what we do have left, we're going to pump into our auto luber here, and we'll have to get some more grease and try and get this thing filled up pretty soon. Okay, I did get it pumped into there. So this thing here, this is our auto luber. Basically, there's a big grease bank that sits on the top here. There's a little squeegee impeller thing, something that spins around in there. There it is, that wiper. And it kind of forces some grease out like a little pump, and it goes through the grease line here, back to a distribution block and then to those tracks. You can program this and set it to run different intervals and stuff. It is currently set to run for like 3 minutes once an hour or something like that. I'd have to double check it, but it's pumping a little bit of grease frequently. Instead of once a day or once a month, it's every hour, but it's not near as much volume. So it seems to work pretty good. You fill it through this, which is why we got a electric grease gun, because that's a lot of pumping. So we need to get a couple of tubes of grease put in there, it looks like, and get her filled up, but we'll get to that here. I need to get some more, and so that's how that works. And now I think the grain cart is ready to go. If only the beans were ready. Sure is nice being able to just submit a parts order right there on the computer. So I got some grease ordered, and there's something else I needed. Belt, something, I don't know. Anyway, it'll be here tomorrow. So the equipment is pretty well ready to go. Question is, are the beans? Let's take a walk across the road and take a look. They are close, but there's spots like that. Now, early in the season, the first few fields we do, really up until we get a frost, there's always going to be some green ones. Always. For the most part, we just combine right through them, mix them in, blend them, and they'll be fine. But there's got to be enough dry ones, and they got to be dry enough to blend those off. And I don't know that we're there yet. Let's walk out here into the halfway decent parts of the field and take a look. They are definitely close. Yeah, the pods crack open. That's nice. Beans look dry. They don't crack though. Those are probably 16%. Ish. You know, just best guess. Yeah. If they were dry, they would crack open when you bite them. These ones kind of smush. So, while we could combine them and get them out of the field and done, they'd be a little bit wet. Too wet to put in the bin. Wet enough that they would dock us pretty hard at the elevator if we hauled them in. So, we're going to be patient. There's kind of a weather system moving through tonight and tomorrow, it sounds like. Cold front. It's pretty nice out right now. It's supposed to be cold tomorrow and Saturday, like highs of 60, which is fine, but we'll let that system run through, and then if we keep getting some sunshine, maybe by the weekend, maybe the first of the week, I don't know, we'll see. It does not help, and I know it probably doesn't look like it to you guys, but it's sunny, but it's just not full sun like we would normally get without a cloud in the sky. There's just this haze and this gray overcast sky where it's not so bright blue like normal. And that's from the smoke coming from the Pacific Northwest. It's 1,500 miles away or better, but it's definitely affecting our weather, and I'm not complaining because it's far worse that they're dealing with out there. But the effects are widespread, let's say, and if it's doing it here, how much worse is it in Iowa and Minnesota and the Dakotas? So anyway, we're gonna go finish treating wheat. Well, not finish. We're gonna go treat that next wagon of wheat. Okay, so there's the wagon we've got to treat. There's our empty boxes. I turned on the agitation to our treater there. we gotta get that hopper put back on this auger and start filling that box up there and get ready to go. I already cleaned it out, so we're good to go. So I'm watching that weight when I'm filling here, and when it gets up to around 2,000, 2,100 pounds, you gotta go shut the door and then let the auger clean out, and that's about the right amount in a box. Ended up with 2460 in this box. It really doesn't matter how much is in each box, especially now because we're just putting it in boxes to get it treated and out of the wagon. We're gonna dump it all right back in the same wagon. So the treater keeps track of how much runs through it total between all the boxes I do on a run, and that's all that really matters. But the more I get in the box, the less boxes we have to do. So that's why we fill them. Looks good. See, what I need to get here now is a little conveyor to fill into a different wagon or something. There's a way you can set this up to a kind of continuous mode instead of a batch mode, where I could auger into the top, we would treat it and auger it out, and then if I didn't have to switch the boxes on the outside and it would just auger it into a container big enough to use it, I could just keep it running auto. I wouldn't have to stop in between every box load. That's all right. All right, well, we're moving right along here, just starting the 5th box, and I don't know how much is left in the wagon, but we got to be getting there. I got a couple of questions on yesterday's video about treating wheat and what I meant, what we're treating with, and why, and all that stuff. So I wanted to take a second and talk about that. So on wheat, the chemical that we are using is Vibrance Extreme. And this is a fungicide-only treatment. There's no insecticide in it. One of the comments was about nicotine seed treatments, which are actually neonicotinoids, which is the insecticide in Cruiser. And it's what we put on our beans. So we do use that, but we're not putting that on wheat. Really, we don't worry about bugs too much in the fall because it's going to get cold soon. And so the seed treatments are just there to protect the wheat in the fall. And we're worried about diseases and fungus and cool season stuff like that. So that's why we're using this seed treatment. If you look on the label for this Vibrance, you'll see it's almost like a nutritional facts label, or a label that you would see on a medicine bottle or something, where it has the active ingredients all laid out, the percentage of them in the total product. And then if you open this up and you find the crop we're treating, winter wheat, it tells you all the different diseases and stuff that you can protect against, as well as an application rate. And we are on the low end of the 2.8 fluid ounce per hundredweight rate there. So you can see seedling blights, root rots, damping off, stuff caused by Rhizoctonia, Fusarium, Pythium, Septoria, some different bunts, smut, Fusarium, seed scab. So those are kind of the diseases, and what happens is those will get in the plant and they will actually kill the seedlings off while they're still young. So that's why we're treating our wheat with this fungicide, to prevent that from happening and get the wheat off to the best start possible. Working on box number 6. There's just a part of one left, but I just dumped the last of my chemical in. We've now gone through 18 gallons. Well, there's still a fair amount in the treater, but that's all I got. I do have another 5 gallons on the way, so we'll need it, but I treated way more than I thought I was going to this year. And had I known I was going to do this much, I would have just bought a 30-gallon keg to start with, but I didn't know. Okay, I got the wagon empty. I pushed it out of the way, turned it around, so it's heading out the door. I need to clean out this little hopper in the auger and dump that stuff in the top of the box where we're treating before I treat this last little bit. We got 3/4 of a 5-gallon pail full. Okay, we are done with that box. I cleaned out the auger, got all the stuff out of there. This wheat is just so dusty. It builds up in there really bad. I cleaned it out best I could, but that's why we do a thorough cleaning at the end of the season. You can see some of the nasty, chunky stuff that I dug out of there. It's just dust from this wheat, and it builds up, sticks, and gets treatment on it. It's sticky. Yeah. So anyway, we're done. We've got to dump all of these boxes back in this wagon now. Can't see it very good. There you go. Then we shake it empty. 2 more. Last one. Is it gonna fit? There's room over here, but I don't know if it's gonna fit where we're at. Yeah, I have to reposition. Okay, I had to put her in the back there. That is a quite full wagon of treated seed wheat. So, we're done with that project for now. We will have more of our own wheat to treat, that wagon and a couple of other ones, or well, at least one other one, I guess. But we've got enough of our own stuff done that we don't need to do it right now. So, and I don't believe I have any more customers or outside people other than our own stuff to do. So, we'll get to it, but we're on the home stretch there. I'm gonna clean up just a little bit here, head back to the farm. Okay, guys. Well, that's it for today. I guess we had a fairly successful day. We got wheat treated, we got some wheat delivered, we got GPS stuff all ready to go, so that's good. Tomorrow, we'll see what the weather's like. There was a chance of rain, cold front moving through tonight, it sounds like. And we'll see, but if it's decent out, we'll get the combine out, hook up the bean head, make sure everything's running there, and see what else we got to do to get ready for harvest. So hit that like and subscribe buttons for me if you would, please. If you got any questions, comments, leave them down below. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.